'Cause your home seems to move every time you come near. And right now it seems so far from here. I think I might have disappeared.
Here we go.
Hi, I'm Jared.
And I'm Jessie.
And,
Oh boy.
I've been thinking. Hello. It's me, Your Royal Highness, and she's the CBD to my THC, Jessie Lee. And today, our butt of the week is our pal, Teo Sefco, aka Scalawag.
It's not that I wanna run away. I just don't know how I can stay. 'Cause when I see reasons, I see none. So I'm going dancing in the sun. Hey everybody. Hi.
Hi.
It's me.
Do
the
you
butt of
do
the
you,
week.
do you use Scalawag in like interviews and stuff when you're talking about music? Is it like your drag persona?
I mean, I guess so, yeah. It wouldn't be my drag persona if I had a drag
what would
persona.
be? You have a different
Oh,
name
I
in
don't
mind
know.
already?
I don't have a different name in mind. I just don't think Scalawag is available. It's not creative enough in that way, you
Fair.
know. Very
Would it be
nautical
Doreen?
theme.
Oh yes. Okay, wait a damn minute. Is my name in your phone still what I think it is?
Aretha Rosa.
Yeah. You
I
bitch.
think it automatically updated.
No.
I don't know why. I don't know why. It used to be.
Yeah, because yours in my phone is still Doreen God of Buffalos.
Yeah.
Where
I mean-
those just came from, I think, because they're like the roots of our names. Like when you trace them back, like mine is Hebrew and
Jared
something
means-
else. Well, mine meant like there was a wreath and then a crown.
Oh,
I think. Was that what? No, a rose, a wreath,
rose.
and then crown or something like that. And I don't know.
Okay.
And Teo came up with like a wreath of roses, and so he said Aretha Rosa. And then
Cute.
Teo's was like God of Buffalos.
that just,
But I don't remember where Doreen came from.
Is because Teo comes from like a lot of different places, but in the English version of it, it's like Theodore, but then it also is like Theodora or like Dora, Doreen.
And that we just somehow got there.
We got there, and then
Wow.
in Hebrew or something, it means buffalo. But
Yeah.
then in Latin, I think it means God or something.
Yeah.
Like in some sort of romantic language. So it's like Dorina, the god of buffaloes.
Yeah. Yeah. And every time I text you, I say, hi, Doreen. And you always say, hi,
very cute.
Aretha.
that's so cute.
It's so good. Oh my God. I'm glad we got that out. I needed to know this.
Yeah. It
I
was
figured
very-
we would talk about that at some point. I tried to refresh
right
my
out of
memory on it
right
all.
out of the gate.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know you from theater school,
Yeah.
where we spent 2 years together, I think, because you graduated like a year before we did or something.
Well, 2.5 though, because I repeated
Right.
one term. So
Yeah,
half
because
a year
when I was an A
extra.
term, you were my C term crew head on Set Crew.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
times. My first crew.
We built a set together.
We sure did. So
Um,
when did you like? I mean, you always were making music, but like, when did you make the decision to fully like transition into, Scalawag as an artist and start producing your music?
Well, I've been, as you said, making music for a very long time. But originally I was in a band and we were making music and we created an album. We recorded it all ourselves, like in his garage and stuff, and released it in 2016.
What?
And that was our first project. And then we continued to write together, but we didn't end up, we were in two separate cities because he was back in Smithers where I'm from. And so we just ended up not really being able to like write music a lot. And I stopped going up there during the summer because I wanted to be down in Vancouver to like audition and stuff. So I think in 2017, that was the first year I like stayed in Vancouver. So we stopped writing music together. But I was still writing music and so I just kept on like writing stuff and finishing songs, and then he just happened to not be there anymore, so I like finished them by myself. And then at some point I just had enough songs that I had finished and like kind of felt like they were mine rather than ours, and then I recorded my first album. I think I recorded it in 2018, and then it came out a year later. I finished recording March 15th, 2018, and then the album came out on March 15th, 2019. It was, I don't know, I think I maybe planned that. I'm not sure. It somehow happened that way. So it kind of happened because I was just always writing stuff, and I remember like I would write stuff in my room like when I was like 10 and stuff. Like I've just always been writing music, and so I think the natural evolution to then like write it for other people and start like performing it on stage, and then start writing it and recording it so that it's like in perpetuity in that version of the song and stuff. I think it's just a natural evolution, and now I'm just still in my room writing songs and stuff.
So did he co-write any of the ones on your first album?
He performed on. Are you talking about our band's first album or my
Yours?
First album? My first album. So
Yeah.
he helped. I used his studio. That's why. So I like went up to Smithers and recorded in his studio. And so he was there. He gave me a lot of help and like a lot of kind of like, we have shorthand that we use and stuff. And it was very helpful. But then also there were a couple drum parts that I just like couldn't do. I wanted them to be more complicated than I could do. And so I like asked him to do it.
Itching? Which one?
No, I did the drums on Itching. He did Hanging Under.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the instrumental kind of rock song.
Yeah. I literally I listened to that album so much that like I not only know all of the words, but in the instrumental songs I know all of the instruments.
Yeah.
Like I sing along to all of
Totally.
it.
You sing. Yeah, you do the melody.
Yeah.
Like, the guitar kind of thing. Yeah, actually, there's a funny story about that. Is that he did a take. He did it in like 3 takes or something, and on the 3rd take it was like perfect, and we listened back and it was like perfect, and then I had like kind of exported it just to send him that version of it so he could listen to it and stuff, and then like a couple weeks later he like messaged me. He was like, hey, the snare in like this one part is just off and we didn't catch it, so can you edit that to be like another take and stuff? And so I was like, yeah, perfect, I'll remember that. And then I just completely forgot, and so it's like on the album there's like just one snare that's like, and
Oh my
it's
god, I need to
pretty
go back
noticeable
and
when you
listen
actually
to it.
listen to it, but it's like it's quite off from
I've never
Totally my
noticed
fault.
it, so now I'm gonna listen to it and see if I can find it.
yeah. I always love like hearing people and their like stories of like fuck ups and stuff. You know, it's just always fun to like.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing
Listen
that no
back.
one knows unless you talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like when you're on stage and then things go wrong, but no one can tell.
Yeah. There's also parts where you do things like you add like a little tag or something, or like in the beginning of the song, like you're like, okay, or all right. And then like you kind of, I think there's something you say at the end of one of the songs. Were those intentional or were those like just in the moment and you kept them?
It's like, it's kind of a half and half. Like sometimes I honestly don't remember which ones are intentional, which ones are accidents, but like I love that. I love it when people just do like kind of, they have
like you can hear you unplug in one of the songs too. Like that's fun.
And it's just like it just adds that atmospheric like off the cuff nature to it, and I feel like my songs really need that because I'm for the most part playing all the instruments, like everything's just me. And so if you have like a song that's just like like it doesn't necessarily have that like live feeling because it's not 2 musicians in a room like playing off each other. It's just me doing something to like what my past self
but
did.
It feels
and so,
like very intimate in that way.
Yeah. And so I try to like add in a little bit of like off the cuff of like, maybe I'm talking to someone or like whatever.
But you're talking to yourself.
I'm just like, all right, let's go,
Yeah.
something like that. And,
all right, hit record.
Yeah. I'm like telling, just.
So where did Scalawag come from?
That's another thing too, is like sometimes I just make decisions and think in the moment, I'm like, wow, I made this decision. I like fully thought this out, and like it was such a long road to go there. And when someone asks me about this, it's going to be such a fun story. and then somewhere down the line, no one asks me enough and I forget, really. It has something to do with, I was having trouble coming up with a name. I was like toying with the name unelected for a while. I wanted to be like unelected and write like kind of more political stuff. And then I was like, yeah, no, maybe not. And so I was trying to find like a name that was personal to me or something like that, because I didn't want to use just my name. I wanted to like have it be kind of separate and be creative. And so I was like thinking back on like my family history and stuff. And so I started researching and asking my parents like where my grandparents were born or where they lived and stuff. And so I think I found out where all my grandparents were born, and I don't really remember them now. But then it was like, because my grandpa was born in Java. It's not called Java anymore, but at the time it was Java. So then I like just made a sentence with like Wolf River was my grandma. That's where she was born, I think. But like it was in Quebec, so it was French. But then in the English translation was like Wolf River, and then I translated Java to coffee, and then I can't remember the other two. But then I made like a sentence of like a person is like feeding coffee to a wolf over a river or something like that. And then I like did an anagram and it came out as Scalawag. And so that's how I found it. And then I looked up like what Scalawag means, and it means like a mischievous person, but only for fun, like not for like detrimental purposes. But then also the history of Scalawag is like actually kind of interesting, because Scalawags were in like before the Civil War in America. Scalawag kind of meant like just a like robber, or like someone who like comes and like steals your livestock and stuff. And then during the Civil War in the South, people use that as a term for someone who was anti-slavery but also lived in the South. So it was like someone who like I kind of extrapolated as like someone who like knows that they're living in the wrong part, like they're part associated with the wrong part of like history, but they're on the right side of history, or they know that they're in the wrong, and so they're trying to fix it from inside out, I guess.
I can't believe that there's this amount of story that is behind your name and nobody's asked you about it.
I know.
I am glad we got the exclusive.
It's a struggle to figure it out now.
It's also a struggle because fucking Alexa she doesn't get it. I say play Scalawag and she's like, I cannot find Scallywag. And I'm like, Scalawag. Like,
Scalawag.
And she doesn't do it. It's so annoying. She also can't find Didi Lecrae's either. Fucking homophobic, I think.
Wait, so Teo, you were talking about like getting inspiration from your family and stuff. Are they also musicians? Is that how you got into music?
My dad is a musician. He plays guitar and he sings, and so that's kind of where I think I started, is because he would like sing us a song right before we go to sleep and stuff. And so I was just always exposed to like live music, I guess, like that, it's my dad in my room like playing guitar and singing to me, but that is like live music. And it's like I had a concert every night, and he would like learn new songs and like teach us them and stuff, and we'd sing along and stuff like that. So I think that's where it is. But I don't think anyone else in my family before my like siblings and I, because we're all very musical. My dad's very musical, but I don't think there's actually no, my aunts, my dad's sisters are both very musical. I feel bad.
So it had to come from your grandparents as well then.
Yeah, I don't remember them ever. Like,
it often skips a generation though. Like there's nobody else that sings in my family back until like my great grandfather, I think. So it's like, and it just nobody else. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
weird how that shit comes like down the
Yeah,
line.
I don't know. I feel like we just all have it in us, and so like some people just don't cultivate that. When
Yeah,
they're
that's
young,
true.
and so
People
it,
just
like,
have
they just
like
don't have a habit.
yeah,
of
like
it.
my brother like had an itch for performing for a little while, and he was great at it, and he has the energy for it, but it's not a passion of his. Like he can do it, but
Yeah.
he's other things that he does. So yeah, I mean.
I don't have the
Yeah.
music in me. though.
Excuse me, we did baptize me together, and it was truly
That
iconic.
was for school.
You had to
But
do
it's
that.
okay. My sister has it. She's
Exactly,
a musician.
exactly.
My sister's a musician, and I just applaud her.
So when you're like writing, what comes first? Like, do you, because you play everything, do you start by like just doing like an instrument to create like a bass layer, not like bass instrument, but like just a layer, and then you write your lyrics, or like what's your process?
Yeah, my process is really just to like experiment, and so I'm like almost every song I've ever written comes out of like some sort of experiment of like back to the first songs I ever wrote was like, oh, I'm picking up this guitar for the first time. I've never played a guitar. Like, what can I do with it? And then I would just like, I didn't really like it. It's very overwhelming at first, so I like only used like the first three strings, like the high strings, and so I would like write a lot of songs with just those three strings, but it was like experiments and stuff, and so I would just write songs off that. And so nowadays it's like whenever I like learn a new technique or I learn a new like way, like song structure or something, I like challenge myself to just like experiment with it, and then if something comes out of it, something comes out of it. But sometimes
Yeah, you were teaching yourself like, was it stand-up bass or something on TikTok?
Yeah, I was trying to learn the cello. Like
The cello, that's what it was.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I never really had a chance to like learn those kind of. I don't even know what to call them, but they're like just the string family of like the bowed. Like they're very like they're kind of like put on this pedestal as like the instruments, and so they're like very orchestral and very like the knowledge is very like hidden away and stuff. And so I was like, well, I learned guitar by myself, I learned piano by myself, like I'm gonna learn the cello by myself. And then it was very, very difficult, and I was renting it from Long and McQuaid, and I was like, I'm spending too much money to learn something that I just like cannot learn.
So it's done. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace, the cello. I gave it a good shot for like 2 months maybe, but I also just started getting busy. Like I was, recording this next album, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna get good enough at cello, like to record myself. So I was like, I'm gonna start like focusing on the stuff that I am gonna record. Like I have to brush up on my trumpet playing and all that stuff. So I just put it aside. But
the second album still has like the same like Scalawag vibe, but what do you think is different between that first album and your second?
I think I've learned to like layer stuff properly. Like in the first album, it's very for the most part it's very sparse. Like like half the album is just guitar and singing with like maybe a little bit of bass in there, and when I do add other elements like drums and trumpet and stuff,
And dogs barking.
I think I did a pretty good job, but I'm just better at it now. I think. Like I just have a better feel for like the flow of a song and like making sure it doesn't lag for too long, and like I had a habit of writing songs that were like 5 minutes long, and now I don't do that as much unless it really changes and goes through different kind of movements or whatever.
What's your favorite song from your first album?
From the first album? I think One Heart, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard to talk about these songs without like immediately going like, oh, but this is what I would change about it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I really do like that one. Other than the intro.
One Heart is like tied for first for me, but it's slightly beat by Orion. Is that how you say it? Like Orion's Bell, right?
Orion. Yeah.
Because like One Heart is like, I think like 2 minutes. But then Orion is like 5 minutes. So it's more joy. It's longer. I literally like, I'm not even kidding you. Like I pay your rent. Like Like, I listen to that album so much.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
Well,
literally,
thank you,
it's
thank
like the perfect when you're just like mindlessly like making dinner, and like I literally played it in the shower the other day.
Nice,
It's
nice.
just so good.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy that you like it so much.
And then, what's your favorite from your
Yeah.
second album?
I think, I mean, I'll be playing it later on. It's called Sleep Alone, and I really like it because it's very personal, and it's like more simple, I guess. It's like sometimes it's hard to just be simple and be like, that's enough. It
Yeah.
doesn't need anymore. But I think with that one, I was like, yeah, that doesn't really need much more than just a simple like drum section, very simple bass section, like a little bit of trumpet, and just like it speaks for itself, and the lyrics are kind of the point of the song. So as long as those stand out, then it's great, and I think I like it. But
And
yeah,
what do you find you
point,
like pull from the most? Do you pull from like, do you like make the fictionalized stories? Do you pull from like personal life? Like what's your muse?
I mean, I really like. I don't do it so much anymore, but I really like having like a personal story that I like put through the lens of a fictional story. So
Right.
a lot of, like on the first album, I did it a lot with like Juno. It's like very mythic and it's very like grand, but it's also very personal to me. And like it's a like it came from a very personal experience, but then I like filtered it through Roman mythology, like kind of, and then it like just became this like mythic thing of like. We're gonna go and sleep at the bottom of the ocean until the world fixes itself, and then we'll come back up and we'll like be the new Adam and Eve or whatever. Like,
I need you to tell me what Separate Clothes is about.
I mean, I feel like Separate Clothes is like very self-explanatory in some ways, but also not so much. Like it really is about gender and like gender expression and like the search to find like what that means. I know that for me, like it came out of a time when I was just like really trying to figure it out for a very long time, and it was like difficult. And then I wrote the song, and it's like very literal, I guess. Like I don't know.
Well, that's what I got from it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like. Why is this such a big deal? I guess
Exactly.
is kind of what it is, you know. Totally. And I just like I have so many people in my life that like, you know, are non-binary or trans and stuff, and so I wanted to write a song that like talked about it and like was like, hey, society, what the fuck is this? And it for a long time that was like the only song I had that was like very much just like pointed towards one subject and very like that's, you know, like very self-explanatory as a song. I feel like I'm writing a bit more towards that direction of like personal experience and stuff.
Yeah.
Do
you plan on getting back to acting, or do you like? I feel like the pandemic probably gave you, you know, like nobody could act, so you had plenty of time to write music, I would assume.
Yeah. For a very long time, I viewed my music career as like filling in the gaps of my acting career. So I would like do a show, and then I would have another show lined up for like a month later, and so I'd have a month in between where I would just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna, you know, record something, or I'm gonna go on tour or something like that. And so I got into the rhythm of that like very effectively in 2019, and so I released my album, and then I went and did a show, and then I did another tour, and then I went on tour for a bit with a Green Thumb, and then Christmas, and then I had another tour with Green Thumb, and then I had plans to do another tour, but then the pandemic happened. So it was like that was what it was gonna be, and then when the pandemic happened, I was like, well, you know, I can do music myself. I can't like be in a show by myself, so it just naturally fell to like, I'm gonna start writing, I'm gonna like record an album. By the time I'm out of this pandemic, I'm gonna have an album recorded, and so I have that. Like I have this EP that came out like a month ago, But then I also have like
You have
full
another
album's
album
worth of
coming?
song that's gonna come out. Yeah, I feel like I like the
Another
album
exclusive.
is gonna be yeah. I haven't really like talked about it anywhere, but that's been my plan for this whole time, is to release an album. And I originally wanted to release the album last September, like all 12 tracks of it, and then I don't know why I thought I could do that in that amount of time, because now it's not going to be out until like next July.
I really loved the music video that you just released,
Oh, thank
that Matthias helped direct and film and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I was very curious about how you came up with the concept of it. I just thought it was so creative, and everything about it was just so fun and very you, but also I think everyone involved, it was like a very good representation of all the people that came together to put that video together. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
And Matthias is also going to send us a voice clip too to talk about his experience directing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, great. Yeah, well, it was Matthias's idea. I had written the song, and it was that song came very easily, because I was like, it was, I think, like late April or something, and I was like playing around on my computer just like making sounds, and I learned how to sample stuff, and so I just sampled a piano and then like built the song really quickly, and then wrote the lyrics. And the lyrics are very much just like, I want to go like dance on a beach, and that's like literally the whole song is just like, I wish I could go do that. And then I like went back and kind of crafted the lyrics a little bit more so that it would like have a bit more of a meaning, rather than just like, oh, I need to get outside. But it's like, it's about, you know, needing to get out of your head and like have like a healthy relationship with your body and like your creativity and stuff. And so I think Matthias, I was just like telling him this, and then he came back and he was like, well, you said something about like, you know, you need to get out into the nature to like clear your head, get out of your head and stuff. And he was like, what if your body just like forces your head to go out in nature? And like, you know, and then the video came, and it was a very simple idea. And I was like, I love it. And he ran with it. And then he got Ariel Slack on board, and like, you know, they did an amazing job. Like they created all the they created all the props and stuff, and like made sure that everything was running smoothly in terms of like the shots and like how the shots were set up and stuff. And it really was just like the four of us with Liam Stewart as the body double. Like it was just the four of us, like over 2 or 3 days, just like making it happen.
Hello, my name is Matthias Falvai, and I am the director, editor, and cinematographer for Runaway. I almost gave up on Runaway. I was listening to it, and man, I really liked the structure of the song. I thought it had a lot of potential, but I just couldn't get any pictures in my head. Like I said, I almost gave up on it, and I listened to it one more time, and I saw this headless guy walking around with his head like in his hand, and I think it was on the line. I don't know how it got so bad. It just, on that first line, it just hit me like, oh my god, how did it get so bad? And so that idea came, and I started thinking about it, like, okay, what's the metaphor here? And it just kind of came to me that, you know, it's like that kind of, you know, we get stuck in our heads and we got to take our heads off once in a while. I know I do. I just whipped this quick little storyboard together about this head taking this body taking a head for a joyride, and what that is, and where it would go. Yeah, that's where the idea came, and then I pitched it to Teo, and he absolutely loved it. And I told him, like, yeah, man, I'm totally down for this, but I don't know how to do this, so be patient with me as I try to figure out how to do some visual effects for you. So I did all the effects. I basically, from scratch, just went on YouTube, learned how to do visual effects, pulled my roommate Aiden into wearing a suit for me, and we kind of bought a blue shirt from a thrift store and just like cut it up, and went to the park, and I just started learning how to do visual effects. I spent, you know, definitely like a couple hours every day for a few weeks, going frame by frame, making everything, you know, look good. Going into this project, I told Teo, I was like, listen, this is gonna have this like movie, this kind of like Sam Raimi feel to it, this campy feel to it, because I think this song has some of that, and I believe, you know, it fits with the brand of Scalawag, this quirky, fun time, easygoing music. Teo and I started location scouting. We started going on some hikes and spending a couple hours just hiking and finding potential places to shoot, and then we ended up at Minikata Regional Park, this beautiful little park just outside of Coquitlam, and it was just perfect. It wasn't a hard hike, so that a few of us could actually, you know, 4 of us could go out and actually do the hike, and yeah, it turned out really, really good. I was really, really impressed.
Also, I have to say that I love that you just tossed your head off the cliff.
Relatable.
I know.
I got a headache right
Yeah.
now. So, shall we get to your performance? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, sure.
Let's do this. So, what
Yeah.
song are you gonna be performing for us today? I feel like I'm like, where's my buzzer? Like I am on The Voice. I have got a spinny chair too.
Nice. It's to Sleep Alone, and it's off my newest EP that came out on July 23rd. You've been gone for so long, forgotten what your face looks like, what it feels like. Your words still seared into my ears from a long-awaited too-short phone call. I'll see you soon, I'll feel you soon, 'cause we're not meant to sleep alone. I'll call your name out till you phone and tell me one last time you're coming home. You're coming home. And when you left, you said you'd be happier than you or me could ever dream. I disagree, 'cause you and I, we've come so far since laughing like we own the bar and being asked to leave as they put out the sugar for the morning coffee. No, we're not meant to sleep alone. I'll call your name out till you phone and tell me one more time that you're not coming home. That you're not coming home. 'Cause your home seems to move every time you come near, and right now it seems so far from here. I think I might have disappeared, and then I felt it coming whether I wanted it or not. This lonely feeling, this lonely feeling. That you're not coming home. sleep alone. So hold on tight and don't let go. Thank you.
Oh, I have chills.
Aw, that was Teo featuring the mail notification.
I don't know, was that me? Or
No, that was mine. God damn it, it was indeed.ca. Not even important.
not even important.
Oh, that was so good.
Gosh, thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
That was fun. We've never gotten to do something like that before.
Nice.
So, okay, so it's time for You're Not Going to Believe This, which is story time. Do you have a crazy story from, I don't know, your musical career, performances, a new song, whatever? What do you got?
I have a new song. You just really want to hear the new song.
I want some tea.
Okay. I don't have any like crazy stories from being like on tour or anything, but I do have when I busk, I have a lot of people come up to me and like just talk to me, and like they don't give me money, but like they just talk to me, like, I don't know. And it's like for some reason, and it happened a lot more like when I first got to Vancouver and I was busking, and I'm not sure what changed, like maybe my like
It's the hair.
small town like demeanor went away or something, like I looked less approachable or something like that, but like people would just like come up to me and like talk to me, like tell me their life story and just like immediately try to like connect with me. And like I had one person who came up and was just like, do you think that shame is worth it? And I was like,
and we're
maybe?
not
I don't
meant
know.
to sleep.
Yeah, and then she had kind of like an Eastern European accent, and like it was very hard to understand her, but she was telling me this story about like how her boyfriend used to like sell drugs, and like he was like on the run and like took her with him, and like she was like sleeping on like the floor of some like really sketchy places and like hoping that the door didn't get like crashed in and stuff. And she just like came up and like told me this story and was like, do you think like I should be ashamed of the things I've done? And I'm like, no, I don't know, like
Depends what those things are, bitch.
yeah, like you know, and like I've had that kind of stuff happen. Like so yeah, you're not going to
Wow.
believe that, I guess.
Okay.
Wow.
I feel like okay.
Yeah.
I don't. What you were you graduated by the time we got to what the fuck? No, you were in it. What the hell was that show called? The
Which
where
one?
we were all fucking not allowed to shit, shower, and shave. Fuck.
Oh, Wilderness.
Wilderness. There you go.
Oh,
You were
no,
in
I
that.
wasn't in that one. No, I was in.
Oh, you were on
I
your
was
farm
on a
out.
farm out. Yeah, I
That's
was
right.
out,
But we
doing
used your
Christmas
little
stuff.
box
But I
thing.
watched it.
And we used your little boom
Yes,
box.
you did do that.
But so you're not going to believe this. You should remember this. Was when that was my song that I sang in the show. Wish You Were Here, and we were starting the song and we were going along, and then fucking William, who's playing the guitar, the seat that he was sitting on. He was sitting on this like tiny little triangular
Like a
camping chair.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
just big enough to like fit his butt on it. Like it was.
Yeah.
And
Barely.
it just broke. And it just like splooted to the ground like a baby giraffe. And he continued playing. And I was like, wish you were here. And then
show, oh
he
my
still
God.
continued to use it for the rest of the show. And every time we'd be like, oh God, here it comes. He's about to sit down. And it broke another time, but he was like, what? And he caught himself and he stood up. We ended up getting rid of it.
Yeah.
There were a
Do you
lot of
have
things that went wrong with that show.
Do you have a music concert, I don't know, performance related story?
I've been to a lot of concerts in my life, and concerts in Brazil are fucking mayhem because there's no, you know, not that there's no security, but they don't care how many people they can cram. It's just about making money. So you just go into the audience, not like the seated ones. You just fit as many people as you can.
Wow.
And people literally die because there's too many people and you get trampled to death and,
Oh my
and
God.
things like that.
All your concert stadiums must be so haunted.
I mean, that's also where we have soccer games. So yeah, sure. So I think I went to a Linkin Park concert, and that was 75,000 people.
That's
I almost passed out because I was being squished so much, but I was determined to make it to the front, which I did. So that was good, but I didn't die. But the Aerosmith concert that my sister and I went to, that was also like 60,000 people, and my sister somehow managed to throw her bra to Steven Tyler. That was really exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That probably got sold on eBay to somebody.
I don't know I don't like that. But then, yeah, I did go to a couple like other metal concerts, and I was in the middle of a mosh pit. But I didn't, like, people get so aggressive in them, and I just, like, have fun, but I don't want people to, like, punch me or anything. And there was one guy that was just, you know, doing the arms thing, and I like kicked him so hard. I felt bad for him because I literally saw his hair go triple.
Wow.
He had like whiplash.
Wendy Wu, homecoming warrior.
Yeah, it was a little too strong, and everyone was like, "Jesse, don't hurt people in a mosh pit." And I'm like, I did not mean it. Was my survival instinct just kicked in, and I literally booted him across the mosh pit. But I'm sorry. I hope he's okay.
If you're listening.
Yeah, if you're listening. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh my god. So Teo, before we wrap things up, where and what are you doing? Where can people find? Okay, you have a lot going on. You've got like merch, your album, your tour, your music video. Yeah. So plug everything.
Oh my god, we'd be here for so long. I'm gonna plug the fact that I have 3 new music videos that have come out over this past 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, whatever.
Wow.
That you can check out on my YouTube or my Facebook or my Instagram. My Facebook and Instagram are the Scalawag Music, all A's in Scalawag. And my YouTube is also just look up Scalawag and you'll probably find me. Scalawag Music, you'll probably find me. And I have a website, thescalawagmusic.com, where you can find all of the things that I do. You can listen to my music there, which I have a brand new EP that came out a month ago on there that you can listen to. I have an album that you can purchase on CD format. And you can also buy brand new T-shirts designed by my sibling, Emerald Sefko.
I want one of the sweaters.
Yeah. Yeah, or you can get, there's also crew neck sweaters. I finally figured out how to get those, and that's good. So yeah, go and check that out. I guess.
You're also going on tour across BC or more?
Yeah, BC and Calgary. So that's my one Alberta stop.
Starting
that's as far as I go.
We're going cross provincial, baby.
Cross provincial. Yeah, it starts in Terrace on the 16th of September. That's where Jared's from. And then it ends on October 6th in Vancouver at Guilt and Company. So
yes.
Yeah. But I'll be playing in.
Putting that in my calendar.
Can we make our reservations now?
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be playing in Terrace, Prince Rupert, Prince George, Smithers, Nelson, Kelowna, Calgary, Golden, and Fernie, and Vancouver. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my god, that's so exciting.
I love that.
Okay, let's try to do our outro. Teo, you're the musician here. Can you sing it for us?
Oh wow, I'm responsible for creating your jingle.
Can you make a jingle?
Yeah.
THC you later.
Love it.
All right.